Vance lied today on the Charlie Kirk show when he said the statistics are clear that this is a left-wing problem. It's the exact reverse. From 1948 to 2018, right-wing extremists more likely to carry out violence than left-wing extremists. 444 people killed by extremists between 2013 and 2022, 75% of them by the right.
I want to hop into a couple clips from News Nation with Mehdi Hasan grilling Chris Cuomo on MAGA, Donald Trump, and right-wing rhetoric. If you can, take a moment, leave us a like on the video, gives us a big boost in the algorithm, and let's get right to the debate.
Vance lied today on the Charlie Kirk show when he said the statistics are clear that this is a left-wing problem. It's the exact reverse. Right, exact reverse. You look at the ADL Center for Extremism, which looked at 444 people killed by extremists between 2013 and 2022, 75% of them by the right. You look at the University of Maryland study that was done for their terrorism center, which found that from 1948 to 2018, right-wing extremists more likely to carry out violence than left-wing extremists. You look at the head of the FBI, who Donald Trump appointed, Chris Wray, who said the #1 domestic terror threat in this country comes from religious and racially motivated extremists, specifically white supremacists. You can keep going. The National Institute for Justice found that the majority of incidents since 1990, violent terroristic acts, were right-wing extremists. The single biggest day of political violence, Chris, in our lifetimes in this country was January 6th, 2021, when right-wing extremists attacked the Capitol, injured police officers. They were ideologically motivated. You and I agreed it was an insurrection at the time. So
it amazes me that as a country, we've gotten to a point where the right feels comfortable to brazenly lie about data that is publicly available on a national platform, where both the president and the vice president are just candidly lying about the data that says that right-wing violence is obviously more prevalent than left-wing violence. And I mean, logically, it makes sense as well that the right's rhetoric is what brought us here. Donald Trump is almost single-handedly responsible for this. The guy who is known for making mean nicknames about his opponents, are we being for real? Just look at how they responded to the Charlie Kirk shooting even, right? Like, it's no different than how they've been responding to anything for years. Like, oh, the left needs eradicated. Oh, the left must be destroyed, calling for civil war. Meanwhile, the left is unilaterally condemning the violence against Charlie Kirk, so much so that these clowns have to find randoms on social media to try and compare to the behavior of the President of the United States of America. Give me a break.
For Vance to go on TV or go online and say the exact opposite of what both the official statistics say and the think tanks say, all of our evidence tells us. I mean, there was a Democratic lawmaker, Chris, I don't know how many times we have to say this, who was murdered in her home with her husband in June by a Trump supporter. And Donald Trump today said, who? When he was asked about it, he said, who?
So, Mehdi, one quick thing. I do not think January 6th was an insurrection. I thought that it was all kinds of crimes.
You said it at the time, Chris.
I just don't.
You called it an insurrection at the time. You did. You did.
No,
I checked your Twitter before I came on
never
air.
thought.
Okay,
Go ahead, show it to me.
Check it afterwards.
I never thought that they were trying to take over the government. That's what an insurrection is. But it doesn't matter. It was bad. But we're dealing with new bad stuff. But
it was political violence. We can agree, right, Chris? It was political violence.
100%. It was political violence, but this was a murder for what somebody was saying.
Well, they were trying to murder Mike Pence, Chris. They were trying to murder Mike Pence.
I swear to MAGA, attempted or conspiracy crimes literally don't matter. Like, they're not real. The amount of times you'll hear MAGA say, "Ooh, they failed. Well, Donald Trump failed." Like, that doesn't absolve them of culpability. If someone walked up and tried to shoot you, would you be fine with them walking free just because they missed the shot, knowing what their intentions were? Then why is it different for the people who wanted to literally kill Mike Pence? Why is it different for the people who sent pipe bombs to Kamala and Obama? Why is it different for the man who beat Paul Pelosi with a hammer, who was waiting for Nancy Pelosi, for the Democrats who had their house targeted in New Mexico? I mean, maybe I'm naive, but it seems that the right only cares about political violence in so much that they can play the victim card.
Is it time, place, and manner that, hey, I condemn this. This is unacceptable, what happened to Charlie Kirk. But he said a lot of things that were fill in the blank of extremist and abhorrent things. Why put those together right now?
So, Chris, I'm glad you asked me that question. It's a perfect timing because with respect to Ken made a very good point about rejecting violence. I agree with Ken. The problem, of course, is that Ken's former boss, Donald Trump, pardoned a bunch of politically violent people earlier this year. He's even dangled pardons in front of the kidnappers.
So did Joe Biden.
the attempted, I'm not here to defend Joe Biden, but Donald Trump pardoned a bunch of political extremists who attacked the Capitol. And he's also, Chris, dangled pardons in front of the people who wanted to kidnap and maybe kill Gretchen Whitmer, like horrible political extremists. He's talked about pardoning them as well. So that's a real problem. And we need the president, as you said in your introduction, to really lead on this and use this killing of his friend to say, you know what, all of us tone it down. This is a president who's called his enemies scum, vermin, animals. You know, Chris, better than me what he's called his political enemies, including you.
It's especially scary because MAGA will never look to their own leader for any sort of culpability, any sort of a call to turn down the rhetoric, as he is single-handedly responsible for turning it up again. And it turns into this situation where the right, what they actually want from this is to just like eternally cuck the left into apologizing and showing sympathy. Anytime anything happens, they can even kind of ostensibly blame on the left, and then calling to turn down their rhetoric and pretending they're the violent sociopaths. Meanwhile, never acknowledging any part they play, ignoring when their rhetoric spills over into violence, or outright just trying to even blame that on the left. It's like, why would we keep playing this game with these people when we've been playing it for over 10 years now, going in circles trying to cater to MAGA's delusion in hopes that we could save them from it, and things are obviously only getting worse from it. It's time that these people get excommunicated from politics, but first, the accountability is demanded and must be had.